Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for joining. I know it's tough to squeeze out even a half hour in our busy schedules. So I appreciate hopping on the call and being here for the launch of the new DTI Academy. So I wanted to start this off by talking a little bit about the old DTI Academy. We had previously had the channel on YouTube, and it was quick and easy, and what Chris Henderson loves to hear. It was free, so it had all those benefits, and we actually had a pretty decent amount of success with it. We had over 6,000 views of videos and over 400 hours of viewing of training. So we had some pretty decent success with that, but it did have some limitations. And so we are today launching a new platform for DTI Academy that hopefully is going to be a little bit better for our users. Okay, so let's go ahead and start talking about DTI Academy, the new DTI. So first of all, it's got the same great content, okay, and if you've listened to me at all, I'm big on principles and talking about concepts. So it follows the same principles, and the principles of DTI Academy are we want the content to be relevant. It should be what is important and actually meets the job that you're trying to do. So we try to create relevant content. We try to make it easy to use. That's both easy to use, small 10-minute bite-sized chunks of videos that are straightforward, easy to watch, and a platform that's easy to access, doesn't get in the way, uncluttered, allows you to try to reduce the barriers to getting users to the content that they want. So easy to use. Of course, it's useless if it's not effective, and we measure effectiveness on its ability to actually train people to do the job that's being asked of them. So a combination of high quality content that's accurate and timely, and testing that can actually demonstrate mastery. And then finally, the fourth principle that I'm a fan of is scalability. So the content needs to be scalable. I think we approach education very different in the 21st century than we did in the 20th, and the ability to scale that training, get it out to an infinite number of users, and over a long timeline is important to having a good training site. So we want to make sure that all the content is scalable, easy to distribute, easy for lots of people to consume. So we have the same great content as we had on the YouTube channel, but we've improved a few things with the new platform. So first of all, we got a lot of requests to track users. So we had 6,700 hits in the YouTube channel, but we didn't know who watched what. So the new platform will have a username and password. You'll log on, and it will track what videos you've watched and what content you've done. So the new platform will allow user tracking. It'll allow managers to see what their employees have watched, and it'll allow employees to get credit for the videos that they've gone through and the training they've gone through. So that's an important aspect. The second thing that's improved, hopefully, is YouTube. I had a lot of people comment that it was a little difficult to find the content that you were trying to get at. YouTube's a little cluttered. It's got advertisements. It's got all this stuff. And so the new site hopefully will improve navigation, make it easier to find everything that's available, and get straight to that content. And then finally, and this is probably the most important, is that by moving this to a private site, we're allowed to have now private DTI content. So some things that we had been holding back from the YouTube channel, e-capture training, standard operating procedure training, some proprietary tool training that we've been holding back from the YouTube channel, we can now start to throw that out there. So now as rollout, when we first rolled out the YouTube channel, it had about 40 videos. Now we're up to over 180 videos on a variety of subjects. So private content that's a little more relevant to the people um, is now available. So any questions so far? Does that make sense why we're changing platforms? Any thoughts? Cool. Well, so let's just go ahead and launch into it. First of all, the new URL for DTI Academy is dtiacademy.dtiglobal.com. So hopefully that's pretty easy to remember. But it's now part of the DTI Global domain, so it should be fairly easy for everyone to access. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and launch that and take a look at the site. So the first thing that you'll get when you launch dtiacademy.dtiglobal.com is you'll get a login. Obviously, your login is going to be your email, and then you'll be able to create your own password. So this allows us to track users. It also allows us to wall off from the public. There are two different types of users on this new platform. There are regular users, and you'll log in and see DTI Academy, and you'll be able to watch videos, and it'll track what you have watched. The second type is admins, and admins will be able to add and remove users, so they'll be able to manage their users and see what they do, what they watch. And they'll also be able to add content. So it's very easy to upload videos, and we're going to extend the reach of people who can upload content and manage content to a broader audience. So at least one person per office will be able to assemble videos and upload content. So that's one of the improvements. So we'll go ahead and log on to the site, and you'll see how it looks. Okay. So we tried to keep it pretty simple, pretty easy to navigate. If you're at all familiar with these types of sites, it should be pretty easy to figure out how to get around. First of all, there's search. So if you're looking for a video on eCapture or on summation or relativity, you can search and find that content there. Featured articles or featured videos are in this screen, and then we have recent videos. If you check every once in a while, you'll see our recent content here, along with comments. So that's all pretty useful. But the real way to navigate through this is with categories. So categories and playlists were a little more difficult to navigate on YouTube, but we have them here all organized by categories. So each of these operates kind of like playlists. So you'll have several videos within a category, and it should be easy to find what you're looking for. And we'll talk a little more about this in a second. And then previously we had done challenges that were linked to individual videos. Now challenges are going to be accessible all from the challenge page. So you'll have Tech Level 1 challenges are here now. As Tech Level 2 challenges roll out, those will be added to the challenges page. Okay. Any questions so far? I mean, we tried to keep it pretty simple, lots of white space, easy to navigate, simply branded. Tried to keep it easy and reduce clutter. So let's talk a little bit about content, okay? So first of all, we have several categories, and I'll just go ahead and quickly go through these so you get a sense of what is available. Curriculum preview is a preview of what videos are available and some of the ones that we are planning to make. Introduction to litigation is a short 3-session course in introduction to the industry for people who are new to it. And then we go into software training for iPro Suite, iPro Scan, LFPs, Tech, Print, Build are all there. Installation of iPro Suite is a little more advanced, but that's included. These were all rolled out with DTI Academy in June. So we have some additional content, data manipulation prerequisites, and if I just go to one of these, you can kind of see the layout. But it's very simple. You've got your videos in order: principles of data manipulation, principles of data manipulation part 2, file systems, sort order, delimiters, all that good content is part of data manipulation prerequisites. And you can browse through and sort of see what things are. Watching a video is pretty simple. You could just click play, and it pops up your video player. Okay, and I have defaulted it to HD because I think that the content is better in HD. You can also drop it down to standard definition if you have a little slower bandwidth, and you can maximize it to fill the screen. So pretty simple player, straightforward, accepts a lot of different types of videos. It's pretty useful. Next, because we are now on a private site, it allows comments. So I really do encourage comments. Comments are how we track how we're doing and how to improve. And I promise to read all the comments. If you want to request more videos, if you want to request additional information, if you want to say, hey, it sucked, try it again, all that is appreciated. Of course, we always love good job, great video, but sometimes the negative ones are more useful. So definitely, try to leave a comment every few videos if you like something, if you don't like something. So all that is fairly easy to navigate. Just quickly going back to categories, a few things that are interesting. So data manipulation on TextPad is up there now, but we also, this is one of the major launches that we'd kind of been holding back from YouTube, is the eCapture training series by iPro. So iPro did about 8 hours of training, and I've chunked those up into small, 5 to 10 minute chunks on different topics that iPro has done. So this is, straight from the horse's mouth, eCapture iPro training. And there are 67 videos covering just about all the important functions of eCapture. So that is out there now. In addition, we are working with iPro now for Allegro training, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Farhad out of LA has started relativity training. Kura has some excellent videos on their site, but this relativity training is more in the field. How do we actually use the product, some tips and tricks, that sort of thing. We have a suite on concordance in case you want to brush up on your concordance skills. That's now live. And we have Chris Boggs out of Portland is creating some standalone apps. He has TrueCrypt out there in case you need to know how to use that. We have the standard operating procedures. That'll become more important as we roll those out. LitWorks courses, my favorite, creating content. So a course on how to create content. It's very meta. And of course, daily management report. If anybody was involved in the rollout of the daily management report, you know that the first thing that I'd ask when you had a question was, have you watched the videos? And here, previously they were on a playlist on YouTube. Now they're all on DTI Academy, so they're a little easier to access. So that takes care of the navigation. Like I said, we tried to keep it pretty straightforward. Any questions on the navigation before we move on?